Hello everybody and welcome back. I am so excited to be filming this today because I am giving you guys the full flip through of my December daily journal. Making this has been a labor of love, but I have honestly enjoyed every single minute of it. It made my entire month of December so much richer, and it caused me to capture so many moments of my family and keep so many pieces of our month and our life that I never would have kept if I wouldn't have done this beautiful, beautiful challenge. So here we go. Let's flip through my December daily journal. Before I get started, I just wanted to add that I did this challenge along with my friend Lydia over at Vintage Nectarines, and we had absolutely so much fun together trying to check off all the things on our list, and you can check out both of our December daily videos in the links down below. So let's get started. To start off with, I wanted to show off my tassel. I have a whole video on me making this, and I loved every minute of it. Oh my gosh. So I love the bells. It has some little cookie cutter charms. It has lots of beads, and it has the word joy, which is my word that I used all month long to inspire me and to remind me to find all the things to make me smile and to only do things that brought me joy. So having that dangle off is just wonderful. So I did make this cover using a gift bag. I didn't show myself making it, but I am going to have a tutorial coming up showing exactly how I did it. But I found it at Home Goods and I absolutely loved it. So let's open this up. Right here I have some beautiful silk in two different colors, and hanging off is this Santa key, which was hands down my favorite thing from Lydia. So we didn't only do the swap together, but we also gave each other some junk journal advents to enjoy throughout the month of December. And this little Santa was in there, and oh my goodness, I love it so much. I mean, first of all, can we just say, like, looking at the journal like this without even flipping through it, it makes me so happy. Okay, let's start at the beginning. So right here on the first page, I have this little picture of the kids on this Meadowland syrup package. So I got these Meadowland syrups, which is a company from Katie Daisy. I got these for my Christmas coffee bar, and I just kept the packaging. I thought it looked so cozy and Christmassy. And inside here, I put the kids' little advent calendar pieces from their boxes. It's really not pretty and not the aesthetic of my journal at all. But someday when I look back, I'll be so happy to remember that those were the advents that they had this year. Okay, let's get into the pretty part. So right here on the first page is one of my favorite pages in the whole journal. I love this moon with Santa flying over it, and it says, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night." It also has some little gemstones. Oh, I love it so much. And then right here we have a little stamp that just says December 2020. And this right here, Lydia actually made this for me. It was in my advent. So right here we have the list. And I put on here 2020 gifts to remember. And I just wrote in here a little thing about each of the kids' gifts and what they got for Christmas. So that was really fun to fill in after the holidays were over. And I know that will be wonderful to look back on in years to come to remember what they got that year for Christmas. So next up we have these two pages. So I did get a little golden book that I took apart a little bit, and I really liked it because it had all of these music pages to it, and it also had some really whimsical and beautiful Christmas illustrations. So some of these pages are in here, and they're really just in here to look at and admire. So that doesn't really bring anything to the table, but I love it. And then over here we have this number 1, which was given to me by a follower named Lindsay. She is really, really sweet and just is always supporting me. And she gave me a sheet of scrapbooking paper that had these on there, and I really liked that first one. So then here I just kind of wrote about my word for the month of being joy. And then here, the sunrise, it was actually on December 18th, 2020. And I just wrote about how it just made me feel so much joy to see this sunset right out of my back window. So that was a really wonderful thing to capture and to remember when we're looking back through the years. I sewed down this beautiful ribbon, which I got at Joann's, using my sewing machine, and it's one of my favorite features in my entire journal. It's just beautiful. It's gold and cream, and it just adds such a whimsical touch. Moving right along, we have this really pretty vellum paper, and these are just kind of like filler pages that I just like to look at, and they don't really have a purpose, but they make me smile. And this is a Tim Holtz tissue paper kind of paper. I forget what it's called, but it's really just fun to add to different things. I really like to use it on making altered playing cards. It's one of my favorite things. Then here we turn, and this right here is a bag that Lydia gave me in my Advent that had these stars on it. So I used part of this, and there is a video on this one in my December daily, but this is actually just a paper bag. And then I had this piece of ribbon on here, which Lydia gave me, which I love. And then it just has some different pictures in here from one of the days that we went to our homeschool group. And on most of these pictures, I did put these stickers that were from Tim Holtz on them. And I just loved kind of putting them in different sizes and just putting little memories throughout the book with pictures. All I ever imagine is my kids and my grandkids flipping through this in the future and just soaking up every inch of it. Right here we have a Tacky Christmas page. We went to, well, maybe this wasn't my Tacky Christmas, but we were dressed in our Tacky Christmas outfits, and we went to our homeschool group, and I got covered in snow as a snowman, but I was really covered in toilet paper. Happy smiles and twinkling eyes. And I just kind of talked about that, and I realized it was a waste of toilet paper in the world that we're living in, but I didn't come up with the game. I just participated in it. And then we flipped to this next page, and this was obviously number 1. This was the very first page I made for my journal, and right here is a little picture of the kids getting their Advents, which I showed you in the very beginning of the book, and it says, "Our hearts are filled with cheer." So they got these from my mom. She sent them in the mail since we weren't able to get together like normal this year. So I set that right there. And then I had this cute little Santagram that I just kind of tucked in this little spot. And Lydia made me these beautiful journaling cards. And I had the kids write what they wanted most for Christmas on here. And I love that it's in their little kid handwriting. And I can just remember it forever. Makes me so very happy. Then we open this little center of this first signature. So this is made up of 3 signatures. And right here we have about our pancake breakfasts. So we always make pancakes, and this one says, "Pancakes, Daddy eats more pancakes than I." And it's a picture of my husband with a stack of pancakes, and it says, "It's a wonderful life." And there were these little eggnog and a Merry Christmas. These are Tim Holtz as well, and I just sewed on this beautiful little fabric tag. And then right here, I just kind of talked about our pancakes. And here is Sadie with a table that she set perfectly and beautifully of our pancakes. And this is the pancakes that we eat every week on Sundays. We are a vegan family, so we get this plant protein from Birch Benders, and it's delicious. I also put some little beads here on this center, and I love the look of them dangling down. And then right here I have this beautiful pink snowflake along with this little piece of junk paper that I had from a little package, and I have this scrappy Christmas tree that I made on day 1 and talked about it. And then underneath here is the beautiful wrapping paper that Lydia wrapped all of my Advent packages in. And oh my gosh, this is giving me such happy feelings looking through this. And I only just finished Christmas, but it's just bringing me so much joy. I'm so happy that I made this journal, and I cannot wait to continue making more. Okay, so next we have this little doily and this star page. So if you flip back, this is just the connecting pages to these. And I just really liked it how it was, so I didn't feel the need to decorate it too much. And I liked that this was just like a little overlay. So right here we have this beautiful tassel that Lydia made me, along with this little word Mary, which was in one of my Advent packages. And I put some beads on there, and I just kind of love it kind of hanging out at the side of my journal. It's just really fun. And then right here we just have lots of little pictures from the day that we dressed up crazy, and I just love it. I hear a merry jingling. This is jolly enough. Here's a little journaling card, and then Lydia made me this as well. And then here's me just dressed as a crazy little reindeer. The kids were having to throw hoops at me on my head. It was quite comical. So next we just have more of this Tim Holtz tissue paper and this vellum. And then we have another one of the little golden book pages, Away in a Manger and Joy to the World. And then right here, I hate that I don't have a decoration on this page, but at the same time, I really like it. So one night I spent a ton of time making watercolor paper, and so that's what this is. And I sewed down with the sewing machine this beautiful ribbon, as well as this pink ribbon, which Lydia gave me. So I just love it. And next year I'm just gonna have to remember not to make my journal so big so I can fill up every page. And then here we have this little Santa envelope, which I made, but I actually did not put anything in it yet. I wanted the kids to write what they asked Santa for, but I never got around to doing it. So I'm just gonna let it hang out there, and if I think about it over the next week or so, I'll have them write it down. And if not, then it'll just hang out, and we'll wonder in the future why there's an empty envelope, I guess. Okay, so that's the end of the first signature, and then we move to the second one. So this is just like a really pretty snowflake vellum paper, and you open it up, and here's some pictures of me and Jeremy. And this is just like a little paper clip I put here to hold these pictures down. So I just attached these with a little brad so we could just kind of look through them. And I rounded the corners, but I didn't put stickers on this or anything. This was just kind of like a little page of a couple pictures of us at a family Christmas where there weren't too many people together, but there were a few. So that's just right there. And then we flip and we have our little nutcracker, which I made before Christmas even started out of a coloring book. This was so fun to make and put the little jewels on. I will put the link to that video down below as well. You can see all of these in my December Daily playlist. So here we just have a little journaling card, which Lydia gave me, along with this. This was my favorite project, aside from making the junk journal, that I did all Christmas. I had so much fun creating this little village and then seeing the girls play with it. It was just a complete joy. And I did make that during Vlogmas, and there's a video, and I just painted it from Dollar Tree houses and gave it a whole new life, and it was one of my favorite days of the Christmas season, to be honest. It was so much fun. Okay, then we have this little green paper, which I put little pink jewels on. And right here we have this little deer, and this is actually an envelope, a junk mail envelope. And then in here, I just have a game card that me and Griffin played a Christmas clue game. And I just kind of talked about it on the back, a little journaling. And then we just have this plain pearly paper. Again, it's one of those times where I wish I had something to cover it, but I just don't. And then right here we have this little Tim Holtz vintage label, and I put like a little piece of doily on top. And then right here is a picture of the girls with their American Girl dolls the day after Christmas. Oh, they wanted these dolls so bad, and it was a complete joy to surprise them with those. And here we have another little golden book page. I just love that these are just kind of like hanging out in here, and I love this image here. Okay, and then right here, this was one of my favorite pages to make as well. This is a sewn on ribbon page, and I made all of these little tags with fabric and ribbon, and then on the back I had the kids journal about them getting their trampoline. So these are the pictures of them getting it and my dad surprising them with it. It was a really fun day. Okay, and then here's the kids writing about getting their trampoline, which they call Bouncy. Okay, then we turn to, oh, my favorite page in the whole book. So right here is these pictures, which I will cherish forever, of Jeremy snuggling the kids in bed. And it says where all the good things grow, and that's just kind of like at home. There's a little jingle bell. So you can just flip through them with the brad. And I just love these pictures so much. And there's just a whole bunch of them. And this is another thing that I just imagine the kids looking at and cherishing when they grow up. And then here is some watercolor paper that I made when we had a watercolor party. It was so fun. And then we have this little thing here. What do you call it? A reel, movie reel. And it says love and hope. And it has this little brad with this purple jewel on it. And then in here, we have some scorecards from a really fun game we had. We played Rat-a-tat-cat, and then we played a Christmas charades game, and we had to draw movie posters of Christmas movies. It was a lot of fun. And so I'm so happy I have these memories. Honestly, flipping through this journal right now, I already forgot some of these moments. And the fact that you get to relive them when you look through your journal is just, it's amazing. It's the whole reason that these journals need to be made. And then on this side, we have more pictures of our crazy little night where we were playing Christmas, America's Got Talent. And then this was part of the day where we made our watercolor papers. And so I just kind of have these where you can flip through. And I just love that I have these to look back on. So then when you turn the page, there is another little fabric tag that I sewed on with the sewing machine there. And then here was my Christmas lights prompt, and in here I have my Christmas cards that we got sent in the mail. I won't take those out right now because they're kind of tucked in there, but I used a Shutterfly envelope and I created this page, and I love it very, very much. And then right here we have another little golden book page. I really like this little angels singing as well. And then right here we have this little picture of the kids under this little snowflakes thing. And then right here we have another picture of them peeking out. I love it. And you turn the page and there's nothing here. It's just more blankness, but it's okay. It's all okay. And then right here we have, this is the other side of the junk mail envelope. And on the inside here, I journaled about Jeremy and Griffin setting up a fire pit. And this was more of my watercolor paper that I just wanted to remember because I embossed it with these little flowers and painted it, and I really love it. There's not really a purpose to that, but it doesn't matter. Sometimes there doesn't have to be a purpose to what you do. So it says Christmas was at hand, and here's a little picture of them with the fire pit. So that was really, really wonderful, and it did happen on December 2nd, which is why I have that little 2. And all of these were given to me by Lydia in the Advent Swap. So this is just like a really pretty little embossed paper that has Santa and his reindeer. And then you turn, and right here we have the kids wrapping paper, December 25th, 2020. So I put these on these little postcards. So this says Tessa Crawley because this was Tessa's wrapping paper. She had this unicorn Christmas magic paper that all of her gifts were wrapped in. And this one says Sadie Crawley, and she got this cookie cutter gingerbread fabric. not fabric, wrapping paper. And then we have Griffin's, and it has his name on it, and he got this plaid. So I love that these are right here in the book, and we can always remember which wrapping papers they chose to wrap up all of their presents with. And these beautiful little squares with the gold Lydia gave me, I think she got them at Joann's, but I could be wrong, but I love them. I think that they're really, really cool, honestly. It's one of my favorite little embellishments that she gave me. Then we have the other side of this vellum. I just love that it's kind of just like a little feature. It's nothing too big or fancy, and it's just kind of there. I really love it. So now we're moving to our very last signature, and let me just tell you, this was my favorite paper that Lydia gave me in my scrapbooking papers. I honestly loved this paper so much. I couldn't even decide what I wanted to do with it. Part of me wanted it to be on the cover. I just didn't know. I couldn't decide, but in the end, I just left it here to remember how much I love it. So we turn it over and we have this beautiful ticket that I made, and I really love it still. And you can see the video on that in the playlist as well. I'm planning to make some for Valentine's Day next. So in here, I just kind of stuck in some pictures from the family Christmas Day. The kids got these giant squishmallows from my sister, and they love them. My brother and Griffin, and it was just like a really fun time. So Griffin got a $20 bill. It was really fun, and I'm happy to have those tucked in there. Next up, we have this really pretty wreath. So Lydia gave me these awesome stars. They're not stars, flowers. They're so glittery. And also these jewels, which I put on here. And I made this little wreath using a doily. So that was really, really fun, and it was made during my night of making all of my watercolor paper. So I just was happy to kind of have that there to remember that I made it. And then here on the inside of this little envelope, first I have this really sweet little card made by somebody very sweet named Ellie. She is such a sweet little girl, and our family just really adores her and her family, and she loves watching my videos. Hi, Ellie. So she made me this card using one of the tutorials that I made. So in her card are all kinds of little notes that she wrote. Officially the best vlogger ever. She's just the sweetest. So she just made me this little card, and I'm so happy that I have it here in my journal to treasure. And it means so much that she made it using one of my tutorials. You can see this in, I believe it's in the Christmas playlist. If it's not, I'll have to add it. But it's just this little thank you card, and she put from my heart to yours. I love it so much. And then this is Tessa and her speech teacher, and I tucked that in there as well. I love these envelopes that have these little wrap ties. I just think they're really cool. So next up we have this beautiful purple paper, which is probably my second favorite paper in the book. I love it. It's the perfect color of purple, and it has little rose gold dots on it, and to me, it's perfect. So next up we have some swans, which I just kind of kept these things blank on purpose because I just really like it. Swans are important to me. I love this paper. I love that this vellum kind of shows these vintage Santas, and it was just all very pleasant to look at, so I didn't want to cover it up. Next up we have this page from Christmas. My sister gave me and my husband and my brother these mugs from the office. If you know what they are, then we can be best friends. They're face mugs with a star behind us. Comment below. Let me know if you know what it is. If you do, seriously, we're best friends. So anyway, I put this little ticket that I made here. There are gifts you cannot see. And I made that during my ticket thing for Christmas, and I just really wanted to put it there. So that's just like a fun little memory. Next up, we have this little thing that I made, this little pocket. And I love these papers. These were papers that Lydia gave me, and then this is from a pin shop that I really love, and I've been saving it. And it says, "May your days be merry and bright." More of the sewn on ribbon. And then you open it up and you have this doily, which I love. I love this thing. I think Signature 3 might be my favorite. But I wrote on here about the kids having this fun little night in their rooms. They set up this little shop in the hallway where they were asking us to pay them dimes, and we were trying to get candy. And it was honestly just really special because they took the time to do it, and me and Jeremy participated, which made them so very happy. And it was just a really beautiful memory. And then in here, I just have this little card right here where they were making us check in when we came to the shop, and we had to wait in a waiting room, and they had Christmas movies playing out in the hallway while we waited. It was very, very fun. And then right here, I have more little beads on these center strings. It's just one of my favorite features to do that. So then we just turn the page, and this was another page from the little golden book, but I decided to just glue it on here with some stars. It's actually not my favorite thing. I kind of wish I wouldn't have put those stars on there, but it is what it is. And it says bright stars that glitter overhead. Here is a tuck spot that never got filled, but it's okay. On top of more of my watercolor paper. And then we have more of the Santa paper with the vellum. And then right here was a page I absolutely loved making. This was my paper snowflake page. And there is a video on this as well. So it says snow day here at the top, but it did not snow. But we were waiting for snow. So Griffin and Sadie were playing board games, and me and Tassel were coloring. And I just made this little card that Lydia gave me in my advent. And I put pictures in here of us with our paper snowflakes and waiting on the snow. And it's just one of the things that I really love about the journal. It's a fun little surprise to pull this card out and see all of the beautiful pictures inside. And then I stapled on this little snowflake stuff. I don't really know what it is. It's not ribbon, but I put it along the edge and I really like it. We're almost at the end, guys. Okay, so then we have our December 25th. This was on my Christmas Day package that Lydia gave me, which, oh my gosh, I can't wait to show you guys what she gave me in a future video. It's amazing. So behind here we have this chocolate orange, which yes, we are vegan. No, this is not vegan, but I made an exception and ate vegetarian because chocolate oranges are my favorite at Christmas. So here is the other ticket that I made. I loved finding little places to put these tickets in here. And then we have some pictures from Christmas Day. And I was gonna put some stickers on there, but I just didn't end up doing it. Jeremy got me this Thomas Kincaid Disney puzzle pack with this beautiful blanket. I am obsessed with both. And then Jeremy got some headphones, and Griffin got a satchel, as he calls it. And the girls got more Squishmallows and their American Girl dolls. It was a wonderful, wonderful Christmas. And we all got so many wonderful gifts, and we just felt so lucky and blessed to be healthy and to be together. And it was just wonderful. Okay, two more things. Right here we have the other side of the little envelope here. So I just kind of put it in there and bound it. And I put some snowflakes on there. And then inside of here was the kids drinking some hot chocolate along with the bag of hot chocolate that Lydia gave me in my advent. And then Tessa made me this beautiful little journaling card and I journaled on there about us having hot cocoa. So that was a really, really fun little evening. I think we watched a movie. It was a great night. And then last but not least, we have this little page right here. This is just a little Tim Holtz vintage packaging thing again, and I have a little Brad right there. And then I have the picture of the girls opening up their American Girl dolls and a picture of them with their dolls, and then of them in their bed with their Squishmallows. Yes, they really are that big. And then we have the end. And right here I have my list of me and Lydia having all of our December daily things checked off. This was our list, and I just kind of wanted to be able to remember it by putting it there. So that's it, guys. that's my December daily journal. I love it so much, and taking the time to flip through it and open up all the little pockets and everything was just really rewarding after a long month of working so hard on it. So thank y'all so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and we'll talk to you very soon. Bye.